Yeah.
I've been warned all my life, so you know that. So before I begin, there's a couple things. I come to the Park District meeting here. You guys rent the hall out. The restroom is locked, and people need to use it, so I don't know who's in charge of that. Can we try to keep it open for the people since they're renting this facility? It was locked. The next thing I want to talk about, I was there. All these carpet tiles are all loose, and a lady almost bit it. As you walk in the chambers outside, every one of these are loose. You guys need to glue them down. I showed the captain over there just to let you guys know, but if you could do something about that, it's really dangerous. If you go out there, you'll see this one is just one of many. They're just, it's a tripping hazard. We don't need any more lawsuits. I'm trying to save you some money. The next thing I want to talk about, Charlotte, I hear you're not running again. I don't know if that's true, but it's been going around. Tony, I hear you're going to the Democratic Club. You're going to talk about term limits. I hope we get the other side to show up too. I like a fair debate. I know you're Republican and you're showing up there. I know I've heard a bunch of stories in town. Everybody's got their own feelings on it, so I thought that was interesting. What'd you say? Oh no, that's fine. The firehouse. I keep talking about it, but now we got another 60-day suspension. Another 60 days suspension, or in 60 days to go, or whatever it is. I talked about this with before about Mr. Norman. I think you should get it done. I don't know why we can't close this deal. I don't know if you guys are asking for aesthetics, you want to use it for the Fiesta Association, I don't know what, but there's no reason why we can't get rid of $1.3 million there. I mean, the park should go too. You should sell that too. But the firehouse, we're still working on that. And I don't think we should give you your raise if we can't get it done. I keep talking about it, but I think you're the general manager, so hopefully we can get it done. Next thing I want to talk about is Dignity Health. This company made $28 billion. They're in 28 states. You guys gave them $500,000. I don't understand it. We need to build a senior center. You got graffiti problems. I don't think getting a plaque on the wall in the hospital is important for city councilmen. I don't think it's important that when seniors have paid their taxes for years, or if you're a family member, you can't have a baby in town because they've closed the neonatal ward. I don't think giving a company that makes millions of dollars, $500,000, is in your best interest or the citizens' best interest. I think it's wrong. I think somebody should talk about it. I think it's, there's people who have problems all the time that come here who have street problems, and I think we could do better with that $500,000. And I think if Dignity Health had dignity, they would not accept that money and give it back to the city because they can spend it in a lot better places. That's the taxpayers' money. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anybody else who'd like to speak to the City Council? Please turn in your card to the City Clerk and just pull the mic down and state your name for the record. And
good evening, Terry Bray, Lamplighter Mobile Home Park, Camarillo. I'm here to make a couple comments in regards to what was said, not only at the last City Council meeting, but some things that came to mind. I have to address fiscal mismanagement, misallocation of public funds, and I say that for the reason of the problems that I continue to have with my home that's in disarray, caused by Habitat for Humanity of Ventura County, who once again has received CDBG funding approval through you at $100,000. I know that they became licensed, but the same people that damaged my home that were unlicensed still work for the organization. Mr. Dwyer is no longer the CEO of Habitat of this chapter, probably because his mismanagement cost Habitat close to $100,000 in litigation when I had my suit against them and you. The only reason I lost that case is because I was not able to provide at my expense the witnesses of the written proof I had of the violations. I cannot afford $600 and $700 a day for an HCD representative to be there to validate that they are the ones that crafted the inspection that showed that they damaged my home, that you financed. And that was at the time when they were unlicensed, and they were unlicensed for 34 years under your guise. You didn't do your homework. That's a misappropriation of public funds. It's negligent, and it shouldn't continue. I've been ignored. Mr. Dennis Fandy, who spoke at the last city council meeting, has been ignored. He's got serious problems and made a statement that was very concerning that the next person that runs through his yard due to the lack of adequate speed bumps is not going to come out. I don't know if you really thought about that statement. Mr. Morgan would like to thank you for thanking Habitat for the work they did at Casa del Norte in 2014, which I believe the city paid $240,000 for that work. There was roofing done, wheelchair ramps, and the same unlicensed subcontractor did the same remodeling in a senior's home, identical to mine prior to mine. There's no inspections because HCD didn't know that they needed to inspect, because permits couldn't be pulled, because you funded an unlicensed general contractor, which is Habitat. Those people are now in peril. You don't know what's behind those closed doors. It's lipstick on a pig. And the reason they don't complain is Habitat's habit is to ask people, go spend time with your grandkids and we'll take care of your house and you'll come back and it'll be beautiful. They don't know what's behind those closed doors, and neither do you. And what's behind those walls, and who did the plumbing. Does it leak like mine? Those permits weren't pulled, and I know that's a fact, and you couldn't pull them because you're not authorized. It has to be done by HCD, those inspections.
Thank you very much.
Madam Mayor, a few observations.
Yes, sir.
First of all, on the $500,000 for the cath lab, I think what's missing in Mr. Lorimer's characterization of that gift is that the majority of the people that will benefit from the use of the cath lab are in fact seniors. I don't know if Mr. Lorimer knows what a cath lab is or what it does, but it is there to assist with heart